everybody, it's Patricia and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would film my eyeshadow palette collection. I may do a little decluttering. This is not going to be a major declutter. If I do declutter anything, it may be 1 or 2 palettes. Nothing major. The reason I'm doing this is because I really wanted that Lime Crime extra large 2 palette, XL2 palette, and then, but I'm on a low buy. So I decided I would go through my collection and see what I have as far as shades I already have in my collection, so I can find an excuse not to buy the Lime Crime palette. And since I've seen some reviews of the Lime Crime palette, I really don't think I want to purchase it. But those shades together really are calling to me. So I thought this was a good time to show you my collection because a lot of you have asked to see it. So we're going to go through this. So just sit back. It may take a little bit of time. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but let's get started. And I'm going to start over on the far left of my table and just bring them into view for you. First, this is a recent one I received. Sorry about the ring light. It's the Violet Voss Holy Grail Pro Palette. And that is what it looks like. I'm sure you all have seen it. Let me turn my lights down just a little. Might help. There we go. Those warm shades in there definitely would work as dupes, I think, for the warm shades in the Lime Crime palette. I think what was really calling to me in that Lime Crime palette was the warm shades with those pretty greens. Now, I got this recently in my Sephora, not Sephora, my Ipsy Plus box. And it is the Violet Voss HD Fun Size palette. Now, I'm deciding whether I want to keep this or not. I'm going to compare it to the one I have, the large one, and I can see those same shades are in there. So I'm going to take this little palette, the little Fun Size Violet Voss, put it back in its box, and that is going to go in my giveaway pile. Next, I'm going to show you some new ones I got. You just recently saw. That's my, I hope that comes in clear. That's the Viseart Golden Hour palette. Let me just show it to you real quick. Of course, this is not going anywhere. There it is. Also, I have the Tris palette. There it is. I am really excited to get these Viseart palettes in my collection. Let me pull this plastic back. Yeah, there we go. You can see those pretty good. And I am definitely not going to do anything with those. Along with my Natasha Denona Safari palette. I have been wanting this. And there it is. And as far as the greens go in that Lime Crime palette, I think these 3 up here will be perfect. So I can already see I don't need that Lime Crime palette at all. Not that I kind of wanted it, but I don't really need it. Next, I have 3 Deck of Scarlet palettes. I got these from Scentbird. And there's this one. And this one have a name. This one is the number 7 palette. This one is the number 2 palette. Those are pretty shades. And last, I have the number 3 palette. And those are the only 3 I have in the Deck of Scarlet. I am going to keep all of those. Next, I have, this is the only Lorac palette I have. And it says Beauties Who Brunch Pro Palette. I have tried and tried and tried to love this palette, and I just don't. I don't like the pigmentation of these. I haven't been swatching, but let me just... These are all extremely light. Where's the... There we go. It's just not showing up. That was this one right here. I'm ready to part with that. I am going to declutter that one. Yes, I am. I have only one Kat Von D eyeshadow palette. I didn't realize that. And this is the Divine palette. It was limited edition. I am keeping this. I love that green. I am going to keep this because I am a fan of John Waters. So this will never leave my collection. I will use it as a display piece probably. But yeah, I will hang on to that one. I do need to use it more. Next, this is a recent one I got. This is from Face Candy. It's the Atlantis palette. And there's some greens. Not really the greens you have in the Lime Crime palette, but some beautiful greens and blues. And I haven't played with this yet. I'm really looking forward to trying out some looks with that. I've got this little palette that was sent to me from Beauty Big Bang, which I do have an affiliate code with them, and they do send me PR, and these are just pressed glitters, and I love them. This is not an everyday palette. This is not a one look palette. This is just a fun palette to add a little bit of color to some festive eye looks. But yeah, love that. I am hanging on to that, of course. You know me, I like to glitter. Next, this Ace Beauté Grandiose palette. This came, I believe, in a BoxyCharm. And I just love those shades. And by the way, when I was looking at this, Kylie Cosmetics is coming out with a palette for Valentine's Day. And these two dark colors right here, sorry, didn't mean to touch but those colors kind of remind me, or maybe, I know definitely this one, reminds me of the color, one of the colors in that palette. So I had my eye on that new palette coming out, but I don't think I need it. I really like this palette. I think the colors are great. I think the pigmentation's great. So I'm hanging on to that. Next, where shall we go? This is the Pretty Vulgar Nightingale palette. I wasn't sure I was going to like this. Got it in a BoxyCharm. It is definitely a neutrals palette. I don't have the naked palettes, not the original 1 or 2, 3, or smoky. I don't have any of those. And I think this is a good dupe, kind of for, you know, some nice neutrals. And I actually like this palette, so I'm going to hang on to that. And speaking of those, let's go into my Urban Decay. I do have the Naked Cherry palette. I love this. I got this right before the holidays. There are the shades. They are absolutely gorgeous. These berries and some peaches, right up my alley. I am definitely hanging on to that. Also, this I think has become my absolute favorite palette. It says Urban Decay Born to Run. I think it's beat out my Huda Beauty. I just absolutely love all the colors in this palette and how well they are pigmented and how well they blend. Yeah, this is my favorite palette right now. Absolute favorite. Now, speaking of Huda Beauty, I love Huda, and I have lots of Huda. I'm not going to open these up. I think you've seen them. I have the Huda Beauty. I have the Smoky Obsessions. Whoops. And now I have the Coral Obsessions. And I have not played with the Coral one yet. I do love the Smoky. Hanging on to those. They will not be leaving. And then I also have, these were the limited edition ones. I got the Amethyst Obsessions, the Ruby Obsessions, and then the Emerald. So let's open the Emerald because I am looking for greens. And jackpot. There's where we got. There is the light shimmer green I want, and there is the olive green I want. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So, I love these. I bought these not as one look palettes, but as palettes to add with another palette to make some really pretty looks. These are for pops of color. And then, I don't know, yeah, I've got it here. I've got the original Huda Rose Gold palette, and I love this. I know she redid it, but I'm happy with the original. I love this palette. That Man-Eater shade looks like that would probably dupe one that's in the new Kylie palette. So yeah, I don't need the new Kylie palette. I can do without it. I can get plenty of looks with that. And then I have the Desert Dust palette. Love these. I absolutely love these. And there are the shades in it. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And then last, for the Huda, I have the new Nudes palette. And I love this palette. I love these lighter, softer shades with those bright, especially this pressed glitter right here. Love it. And I love these new formulations of shadows. Whoops. Love that. So those are not going anywhere. So far I've decluttered, well, basically I've decluttered 2 palettes. One I've got to find a home for. The other one will go in a giveaway because it's never been touched. So right below the camera where you can't see, I have my stack of, these are my Anastasia palettes. So this one was a limited edition, but I'm keeping it. I love it. Master Palette by Mario. Whoops. I'm trying not to hit the tripod. Gorgeous. Soft Glam I just got in my Beautylish. Norvina. Just love that. Mono Renaissance I think is my favorite of all of these. And then I actually even like the Subculture. It's a little hard to work with. It just takes a little time and patience. But I don't mind it. I like it. Next, let's go with my Too Faced. And right here are the Too Faced I have. This is limited edition, but I think it's my favorite Too Faced palette, and it's the Gingerbread. And there again, I love these shades. Love them, love them. This one doesn't smell that strong. It's lightly scented. Then I recently got the Too Faced Bonbon palette in like a mystery box from Too Faced. And I didn't own it, so I was glad to have it. I have yet to use it, though. I'm going to make a look with it, I promise. The one that I worked so hard to find to get, the Sweet Peach palette. Love this palette. Love it. Love the smell. And then the original chocolate bar palette. And this one, you can tell, I really shown it some love. Keeping all of those. I have one more Too Faced, and it was a limited edition. It's this, The Power of Makeup Nikki Tutorials. I'm keeping this. I know I've heard a lot of people, you know, they've decluttered it. They didn't really care for it. I love it. It's a great travel palette. You've got a lot of great shades. You've got your blushes, and this is the only place that I have that Chocolate Soleil bronzer. As you can see, I've used it a little bit more than other things, but I like this. I actually bought this while I was on a vacation, so I'm keeping it. Next is my ColourPop, which I don't really have a lot of. I made this little palette right when, no, I didn't make this palette. This one I bought. It's one of the early palettes before they made the big palettes. When they first started making their pressed powders, pressed eyeshadows. And this is Boyfriend Stealer. And I keep it in the box because the name is not on the packaging. And it's just a little toucan. But that's pretty, and I'm just going to hang on to it. I like those colors. I really don't use it that much, but I need to pull it out and use it. This one I made. This is a palette I made. So I picked my 4 shades, and I'd have to take them out to tell you the colors. But these are actually pressed pigments. These are not actual pressed eyeshadows. But I wanted some bright colors, and there you go. And I think those bright colors will dupe the ones in the Kylie. They probably don't even make these shades anymore. ColourPop discontinues so quickly. That's why I've kind of stopped purchasing from ColourPop. And then this, I'm not sure if this was limited edition or not. I got this, I believe, in a BoxyCharm. It's the My Little Pony palette. I would not have purchased this on my own. I'm not like a My Little Pony fan or anything, but I'm going to keep it. The colors are pretty. I'll use those, hopefully, eventually. I need to pull them out more and use them. Next, we'll do Tarte. This came in a BoxyCharm box. I just got my Boxy Luxe for January, and it had one in it, and I immediately put it into my giveaway pile because I knew I would not use it. This one is Rainforest of the Seas Part 2. I think I got Part 3 in my BoxyCharm. But this, it's a neutral. I am going to hang on to it. It's not one, though, I really reach for. If BoxyCharm had not sent it to me, I probably would never have bought it. I know I wouldn't have. But then my favorites are the Tartelets. The Tartelet palettes are my favorites. So this is the Tartelet Toasted. Love that. Oh, it smells good too. This used to be my absolute favorite palette. I'm not going to part with it. I am going to continue using it. I think it's just gorgeous. And then I have the Tartelet Pro palette. The new Pro Remix, I don't care for. I'm not going to purchase it. But this is the original Pro. I like it. I am keeping it. Okay, move stuff down so I could reach it. I'll do those last. I got a couple of palettes from Pure, and they both came from BoxyCharm. First one is Soiree's Diaries. I like this. I like these Pure eyeshadow palettes. It's a nice neutral palette, but I really like it. I'm going to hang on to it. And I also got this one. It's BoxyCharm and Pure. So I'm sure it was made just for BoxyCharm. And these colors are just beautiful. So yeah, I'm going to hang on to that. I like those. Next, let's see where to go. I have one from Real Her. It came from a BoxyCharm. It's the number 2, Do Your Squats. These are nice shadows. Again, neutrals, but I'm going to hang on to it. I like the formulation of those. And then this also came in a BoxyCharm. It's a Winky Lux Kitten palette. And I like these colors. I think it's a really nice palette. I especially like this one at the top. That kind of camel color. I think that's really pretty. Gonna keep it. Gonna keep it. Now, let's do Makeup Revolution. I have kind of fallen out of favor with Makeup Revolution palettes. Let's just be honest. I don't care for them anymore. This one is the Neutrals versus Neutrals palette. And that is what it looks like. And I think I will keep this one. I would like to keep a Makeup Revolution palette in my collection. And this one I think is my favorite of what I have. I have this one, which is the Redemption Palette Essential Day to Night. That's what it looks like. I'm going to declutter that. I don't ever reach for it. And then I bought this recently at TJ Maxx, and it's the Makeup Revolution Ultra Eyeshadows. Open it. It has a ton of eyeshadows. Small pan. There was not one available open that I could see. They were all sealed up. And you know what? It just looks all the same to me. So I'm going to pass this on to someone else. I don't think I have never used it. I don't think I will use it. So I think I'm just going to pass it on. Yeah. I think all I did was swatch it. Okay, I have one Juvia's Place palette, and it's the Nubian 2. Her palettes, I say her, I'm not sure who owns the company, but They don't really call out to me that much. This was sent to me. I am going to keep it because I do want to keep a Juvia's Place palette in my collection. But I don't really reach for this. And her other palettes, I don't know. They don't really speak to me. I don't plan on purchasing any more of them. I have a couple of crown palettes. These came in BoxyCharm. This one I've been debating about, the Glam Metals. This one came crushed. They did send me a replacement. And I did press this one back together. It looks like I used that heavy metal color, but it was the one that was crushed. These are all shiny shadows. I think I will keep it though. I never know. You never know when I might want to use it for a look. I'll hang on to it. I'm going to hang on to it for now. Not my favorite palette by far. And then this one just says Crown. I believe the name of it is Fuego. Pretty sure. And I love this one. I think these colors are amazing. And the quality is really amazing on these palettes. They are really nice. So, keeping that. Next, Alamar. This one I got in a BoxyCharm, of course. And I love this palette. There are the shades. It's got 4 shimmers and 4 mattes. Love them, love them, love them. And this is called the Reina del Caribe palette number 1. And she just released number 2. So I bought number 2. And this is what it looks like. I have not used this yet. But again, 4 shimmers, 4 mattes. And I love the colors. So looking forward to playing with that. This little Ulta palette I got in some sort of set. These are all just shimmer shadows, but they are so pretty. These are the only, I think, the only Ulta eyeshadows I still have. But yeah, pretty, pretty. I have the Morphe 35OS. I bought this, a long time ago. And I just don't use it anymore. It's all shimmers. I'm going to declutter it. I am going to declutter this Morphe palette. I just don't use it. I'm going to send it on its way. It's really big. Next, I have a stack of BH Cosmetics. This is Gold Rush. I believe this was a limited edition. But I think it's really pretty. It also includes a bronzer, blush, and a highlight. I'm going to keep that. This next one, Galaxy Chic, was given to me by a dear subscriber friend who has passed away. So I am keeping it. She sent me 2. This is the first one. These are all shimmer, and they're really pretty. They're really pretty. So I'm going to hang on to that. I'll probably always keep that one. And think of Stacia. And then Stacia also sent me the Supernova palette. And this was a couple years ago. There we go. Again, all shimmers, but also pretty. Pretty, pretty. So, yeah, I'll be keeping those. This one I am sure was a limited edition. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I still have not seen this movie. I love Pride and Prejudice, but I think these shades are beautiful. And again, you've got really 2 blushes and a highlight in this one. And then your shadows. I really like that. I'm going to hang on to it. And then I have Club Tropicana, which my cover is broken. But look at those bright shades. This is really the most colorful palette I have, and I am just going to hang on to it. I like BH Cosmetics eyeshadows. I do. I really like them. Now I have what I call my small stuff is here. This is going to go quick. This recently came, I think, in Ipsy. I don't know if it was Ipsy or if it was BoxyCharm. I get them confused sometimes. Smith & Colt. It's a 4-pan palette. I think these sell for $44. I love this. The quality of these eyeshadows are amazing. I love the look I made. Not very versatile, you know, but it is just absolutely gorgeous. So I am hanging on to that for sure. I don't know if you noticed, there was no grays in my palettes. I bought this from Shop Miss A for $1 from Amuse Cosmetics. And these go on really nice. I recently, in my last haul video, showed 2 other palettes that I bought that I swatched just one color and I didn't think it did very well. But it was the same brand and the same 9-pan palette. So I think I'm going to pull those back out and check them again. I might end up keeping them. I don't know yet. I'm going to check them out though. But this I actually like. I like this a lot, so I'm keeping it. I may declutter that one day if I get a really nice palette with some grays in it. But I really don't have that. I have this Wet n Wild. This one was, which one is this? I know this was a limited edition, I believe. I don't see a name on it. I think I'll keep it. But I think it was limited edition. I'm not sure. But I'll hang on to it. It's the only Wet n Wild eyeshadow I have. Next, a subscriber sent me this, and I really appreciate it. This little Icon Mini by Absolute. I love this. I love these shades. They're a beautiful neutral palette that is great for travel. It's got a mirror. So I am going to put that in my travel case. Love that. Also, I believe, yeah, a subscriber sent me this, subscriber friend. You're all friends. You're not just subscribers. This is a sleek palette. Does it have a name? When the Sun Goes Down. Look how cute these little, they're tiny. Let me put my finger by them. They're tiny. But that is perfect for my purse. To throw in my purse. So I'm definitely keeping that. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm sure they're good quality. This is Naked Cosmetics. This came in a subscription. I love these 3 shades together. When I worked for Estee Lauder years ago, back in the late 80s, early 90s, she came out with a quad, not a quad, a 3-pan palette with these shades. And I was the one who showed everybody how to use them because everybody was kind of afraid of it that worked around me. So I love this color combination. So I am definitely keeping that. This is old, but I've been hanging on to it. This is a Lancome, and it's it's the Ombre Trio Rouge Thermique. It's a matte and a shimmer red eyeshadow with a red lip. I'm going to hang on to that. I'm going to hang on to it. This was sent to me from Beauty Big Bang, and this is a nice little palette, good to throw in a travel bag. So I'm going to hang on to that. Nice quality. Last is this Coastal Scents. I made this palette. I just picked 4 eyeshadow singles I wanted and put them in here, and you know what? I'm not that keen on these. I really am not. These are not my favorite. I think I'm going to declutter that. I am. I'm not going to keep it. I never reach for these. Never do. So that's it. That is my entire eyeshadow palette collection. This is going to go in a giveaway. And then these, whoops, these are what I am decluttering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's more than I was expecting to. I didn't really think I would declutter much. But there you go. And now I have to rearrange everything so I'll have room for all these palettes somewhere. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.